Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our webinar, How to Survive the Silly Season and Keep on Track of Your Health Goals. I can't wait to be sharing these tips with you. So let's get started. Sharing my screen. Share screen. There we go. Here we are. Awesome. You'll see me on the top here. Great. So I'm Caroline Power. I'm a dietitian, nutritionist. I'm a health coach. I've done my degree all the way in 2006, so a long time ago. I'm also an NLP practitioner, timeline therapy, and hypnosis certified. So I'm here now as the health strategist. And what I do is I empower people to look after themselves and their health by giving them strategies to better their lives. Not just with food, but obviously everything related to that. Today, we're going to be chatting about all of these things. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my story. I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for the holidays and beyond. You can use them when you go away on holiday. You never know. I'm going to tackle a few questions and answers. So if you do have questions, ask them on the chat box and I will answer them at the end. I'm going to tell you how we can work together moving forward, and there will be a grand finale as well. So hold on for that. My story. So this first photo here, this is me. I was actually going through uni at that point. This was around 2003 or so. And you can see I'm very, very thin in that photo. So my issue with my health started when I was a teenager. I always felt uncomfortable in my body. I didn't feel like I loved myself, if I could say that. And I always felt inadequate. And even though I was thin, I still felt like I was fat, or if I was fat, I was still, so that ended up leading to an eating disorder when I was a teenager. Moving on from that, I did what I thought I knew what to do, which was I went to uni to learn nutrition and dietetics and become a dietitian so I could understand how to look after myself, how to look after my body. And that did help. That worked out quite well at the time, and I ended up working for top restaurants in Brazil and as a nutritionist dietitian. And I went to England to do my postgraduate degree, and I met my husband. What happens when you meet a loved one? You get married and and you start putting on a little bit of weight, because that's what happens. We moved to Australia from England, and this is a photo of me about 7 years ago in 2009 or 10. Actually 8 years ago, 2009. That photo is in Japan, and you can see that I'm already a little bit over the weight that I would like to be. I was about a size 12 to 14, which for some people is perfect, but I didn't quite feel great. However, I didn't care. I had, someone that was with me. I was happy, and I didn't really seem to bother me. I worked in the industry as well. So like in this photo over here, I worked for a top sourdough company in Sydney. And I tasted all the breads, as you can see from the size of my stomach. That photo is way before I got pregnant. So you can see there that the weight kept piling on, and I was about a size 14. Yeah, comfortable size 14. So what happens next? You get pregnant. So I got pregnant, and that's just an excuse for getting fat, right? So it's a free pass on getting fat. Yeah, I'm pregnant, I'm free to get fat now. And that's what happened. You can see that middle photo was me at 34 weeks pregnant. So I still had 6 weeks to go. It looks like I'm, about to burst. And I remember taking that photo and thinking, wow, my belly's so big. I don't know how it can go any further. But trust me, guys, it did. I just didn't take photos because I felt too huge. And when my son arrived, Benjamin, that's the photo of me at the hospital having him. And obviously you use the angles, take it from up and don't take it from down, double chin, whatnot. But you can see that I'm quite swollen. Granted, I had just had a baby, but still. You can also see here, he was 3 months old. Again, like I said about the angles, I just felt uncomfortable, but I had no motivation. I had no energy. I was up through the night with him. You look after a little one, you end up stopping looking after yourself. And the moment came in that middle photo where I remember taking that photo, and actually my sister-in-law took that photo. And I thought to myself, wow, I need to do something about it. And I believe it was the next day I stepped on the scales and I saw that number. It was 81.5 or something. It was between 81 and 82 kilos. And I just felt distraught. Why? Because that was the weight that I went into the hospital to have him. And he was 6 months old and I had put it all back on. So I realized enough was enough. I, had to go back to work. So I started wearing my maternity clothes to work because I thought to myself, I got to do something. And I took it with, I took the bull by the horns and I ran with it, put everything I knew about dietetics, got rid of a lot of the weight. As you can see in this photo, I'm in between getting rid of the 20 so kilos. And I did get rid of about 18 to 19 kilos. But got to a point where in this photo you can see it just wouldn't shift any longer. It was like those sticky kilos that just hang around and you're like, I'm doing everything I can and everything I know what to do. And, I was getting stressed and enough is enough. I got it. A friend of mine introduced me to personal development and naturopathy. I started speaking to all these naturopaths. I started taking some adaptogenic herbs. And before then, I thought herbs was just stuff you put in food to make it taste better. And I realized it was a lot more than that. And all the mindset change and everything had to happen for me to actually, move on with my weight. And I did it. I started using a lot of more nutritious foods and smoothies and whatnot. And I started getting a lot more in the mindset of health. And what happens when your body starts working properly? You get pregnant again because it was an accident, obviously a surprise. Because my body was working properly, I didn't realize that it was going to happen with my son. Took a while. And but you can actually see the photo here where the difference between with my son Benji and with my daughter Penelope, that is all to do with mindset and the right foods. And after she came, I'm proud to say that because I kept that mindset, I kept that nutrition going, I managed to shift the weight in 5 weeks. She was 5 weeks old when I got back to that weight that, I was prior to pregnancy. Again, the flabbiness was still there. I'm not saying that. The weight on the scales had gone. And then my journey had started with the energy side of it. I had a lot more energy to look after her. You can see in these photos, I was a lot more, she's tiny. She's about 6 weeks old or 7 weeks old in this photo. And we just, I just kept going. And because I had so much energy, I finally had that will to exercise. I took up exercising. I started going to the gym. I've always wanted to run a half marathon/marathon, and I still haven't run a marathon. That's my goal for this for 2018. And I've run my first half marathon, and that felt incredible that I trusted my body to do that. I was giving it the right nutrition. I had the right mindset. And yeah, now my husband and I and the kids here in the photo, that's for you to meet them. We just have fun along the way. We're all eating healthier. And yeah, I love working and helping people this way now. Now it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. My top 10 tips to keep you on track of your health. Let's go through them now. But before that, did you know that most people gain between half a kilo to a kilo over the Christmas period. It is so true. If you look at the Bureau of Statistics, Australian Bureau of Statistics, that is there. And so I'm not making this up. It's totally true. And to be honest, most people actually continue with that weight on until next Christmas, because they're just like, oh, it's just half a kilo. And then next year, oh, it's just half a kilo. And next year, half a kilo. Of course, your weight fluctuates, but I want you guys to keep that goal present in your mind. Don't write this time of year off. Just think that you're just going to go through it, and then you're going to get back on it at the end. And your mindset can shift like that as well. Santa Claus is coming to town. It is not about that one day that Santa Claus comes. It's the lead up to it and what you do after it and before it that counts, obviously. So make sure you keep on track of your goals. Have that right in your head. Write notes. As you can see, I have notes here around me to keep me motivated. And that day, you're going to see, I'm going to give you a few tips on the day to work through it. But having that mindset of it's going to work out and what you're going to do after it, that is what counts. Deck the halls with lots of water. That is my secret weapon, is water. Keeping that hydration going, it is the best way to keep your hunger away, okay? So think about the fact that your body, if you've heard me speak before, I have said that before, your body actually understands thirst and hunger the same way. So haven't you ever, stopped in front of the fridge and you're like opening it and you're going, oh, I'm so peckish, I don't know what to eat. And you know what? You might be thirsty. Your body's just sending the same signal to your brain. You need to get back on it. Drink some water. Learn the difference, okay? Make sure you're keeping yourself hydrated, because you're not going to feel peckish. You're going to feel hungry when you need to eat, but you're going to feel peckish. And also, water actually helps filling up your stomach, okay? So that fills you up as well in between, forks and meals and whatnot. Start your day with lemon water. That is top tip. It's really good for alkalizing your body. So not soda water with lemon, just regular water with lemon. You can have it as a little bit of a tea with a little bit of ginger as well. Very, very good. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So if it is that, who wants to be the life of the party? Why don't you, every time you go to, if appropriate, every time you go to a friend's party, just take a platter with you. That way you will know that you can always go to your platter to get something healthy to eat. Another thing is, haven't you ever gone to a party and everything is fried food? I know, I have been to those parties. So grab a napkin, put that fried food in between the napkin and squeeze that fat out. And you might think that that's not going to help, but it surely does. Once you look at that napkin, that fat could have been in your stomach, people. So keep that in mind. On the first day of Christmas, Caroline brought to me a glass of champagne, wine, or whatever alcoholic drink. So I am giving you permission now to have that alcoholic drink, because I know you want it. And I'm not here to say, don't do it. I'm here to say, you can do it, but here's how you can counteract it. So one thing is, use tall, skinny glasses. It is, it's a psychological thing. Your brain is going to think that you're drinking more alcohol than you actually are. Take small sips, talk in between you drink as well. Walk around with it. In between one glass and the other, you can drink some water. That's very important. Why do I say this? Because there are 4 main macronutrients that contribute to your calorie intake every day, which is your carbohydrate, protein, fat, and your alcohol, okay? So carbohydrate and protein delivers you with 4 calories per gram of the food, of carbohydrate or protein, okay? Your fat delivers 9 calories per gram, and your alcohol is 7 calories per gram. So, in between having something else, and having your alcohol, of course, you'd go for something else. Drinking a whole glass of wine all at a time, or drinking something really, really heavily alcoholic, that's going to be almost the same as drinking a cup of olive oil, really. So think about that. Every time you're drinking wine now, you're going to say, 14% alcohol. Okay, am I drinking 14% olive oil? Well, you get the drift. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Decide your plate before you eat it. When you sit on the table, have a look around. If there are 20 different options on the table, you don't have to eat the 20 unless you really want to, but then you're going to pick a little bit of each. So think strategically. Look around you. What is there that you want to try, or what is there that you want to eat? And get that, and eat sensibly as well. Put your fork down in between mouthfuls. You can drink, like I said, drink water in between mouthfuls. Put your fork down. Chew your food. Don't just cough it down. Chew your food. Eating slowly is your friend, okay? Why do I say that? Scientifically, it's proven there is a hormone in our bodies. I'm trying to be quite layman. I know I don't like to be too scientific. There is a hormone in your body that gets released when you're eating. Okay, so when you're eating slowly, that hormone gets released slower and shows your brain that you're full. When you scoff it down, that hormone gets released like that. So you're full, done, and then goes back down again. Okay, so this is why we call it mindful eating. Okay, you can talk more and eat less as well. You probably haven't seen these relatives in like a year, so enjoy them. Walk around, talk to them, and eat less. You can also choose the size of your plate. Some people like grabbing those big plates. You can always just get a saucer and just have little bits at a time, and that'll also help. Jingle bells, wear tight clothes. Caroline, is this a fashion or a health strategy? Well, guys, this is a health strategy, actually. Why? Because you don't want to be sitting down in skinny jeans or like a tight clothes after you eat a lot of food, do you? Because it's just really uncomfortable, So forget about that, Thanksgiving pants or Christmas pants that you have. Just wear what you normally wear that fits a little bit more snugly, and make sure that you gauge what you're eating through that as well. So that's good, because when you drink water as you eat, of course, you're going to be releasing that. So you're going to be able to add more food, but just gauge what you're eating through that. It's really good. A lot of people that I have given this to, they've already had Christmas parties yesterday and the day before, and they actually have texted me saying, I love that. This is the best tip I've got. So I'm happy. Jingle Bell Rock. Before rocking up to a party or a family feast, I recommend that you have a good either a smoothie or a meal beforehand at home, a filling one. What I usually recommend, because it's a drink, is a high protein smoothie. Okay, so you fill yourself up before you get there. Think about when you go to a supermarket and you're desperately hungry. You end up leaving with a truck full of food in your trolley, right? So that's the same with going to a party. When you're actually well nourished at home and you feel full, you're not going to get to a party and eat as if you've never eaten before. You're going to eat more sensibly as well. So if you don't know what a high protein smoothie actually feels like or sounds like or looks like, why don't I just send you a recipe just in case? There you go. That's my little bonus for you guys. And rocking is your friend. Make sure you dance that night away, if appropriate. If you had a few alcohol drinks, then you might feel that a lot more inclined to do that. Silent night. Of course, get some sleep and get restful sleep. What I usually recommend is lemon water before going to bed, or an electrolyte solution. That can 1,000% be your friend. Some magnesium before bed is also quite good. If you've never had magnesium before, yes, just have a once off. I'm not saying for you to add magnesium throughout your life. Again, we need to discuss that if you are if you need it. But yes, an electrolyte solution can be anything that, like coconut water, or you have hydrolyte, or you have replenish. There are a few in the market that you can get. And that before bed, especially after a good night out, it really replenishes your cells. All I want for Christmas is that trifle my auntie makes. Isn't it? We've all been there, everybody. So then don't deprive yourself. Just allow yourself to eat that trifle. Allow yourself to eat those foods that you like the look of. And don't gorge yourself with food, though. So when I'm giving you permission to have your favorite food, I'm not saying, oh my God, okay, she gave me permission, I'm going to have a whole trifle. No, I'm telling you to enjoy it. Still use all of the tips I'm giving here. Still put your fork down. Still talk in between mouthfuls, not with your mouth full, but in between mouthfuls. Drink some water in between, etc. So enjoy that food. Mindful eating. Joy to the world. It's normal to occasionally overeat, everybody, and just as it's normal as well to occasionally undereat. Just look at the big picture. I am giving you permission right now. Listen to this. I am giving you permission right now to overeat on Christmas Day. Did she just say that? Yes, I did. I am giving you permission right now to overeat on your Christmas meal with your family. Okay? Why am I saying this? Because I do not want you to feel guilty about eating any foods on that one meal / one day. When you feel guilty, you get stressed. When you get stressed, there's a hormone that gets released by your adrenal glands, and that actually makes you store fat. We don't want that. It's not eating too much on one night or one meal that is going to wreck your whole year's progress. Is what you do on the 364/65 days, if it's a leap year, that counts, not that one day. Okay? I do not want you starting that catastrophic thinking, going, well, I've already, had that trifle. I might as well just had all of that, or those biscuits as well, and all that shortbread, and etc. No. Mindful eating, but again, just enjoy yourself. It's the most important part, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. And have yourself a merry little Christmas. December is not the month to focus on weight loss. I want you to focus on maintaining and not gaining, okay, so that you can enjoy the season without the guilt. I want you to think to yourself that it is one day. It is not your life. It doesn't define it, okay? But if you are wanting something to do, you can keep active. Swap those calories for kilometers. If you're not an exercise fan, just go for a walk around the block. 30 minutes of a brisk walk can actually burn one of those glasses of champagne you had. You know what I mean? And it's also going to make you feel heaps better because it releases endorphins. It's going to make you happy. So yeah, but if you are an exercise fan, just keep one exercise routine throughout that week of the holidays as well. So those are my tips, everybody, for this season. Now, if you have any questions, pop them on the chat below, and I'm going to answer them at the end. These are questions that we've had from the previous webinars. How much water should I be having per day, Caroline? So it really depends on your size, weight, exercise, etc. But what I say is on a regular daily basis, 1 cup of water per hour that you're awake is enough, okay? Is there such thing as too much water? Yes, there is. Because if you drink too much water, you can actually get rid of some nice vitamins that your body needs. So just bear that in mind. Now, can I drink beer, Caroline? What alcohol is best to choose? Well, of course you can drink beer. Like I said before, like I'm not going to deprive you specifically on that one day. What I want you to be is mindful. What type of alcohol is best? I go for red wine as opposed to white wine because red wine also has more quality over quantity. With the beer, there are so many types: low carb, low alcohol, full strength beer. just pick one. I usually tell my clients to go for the low carb beer, because the difference between low carb and low alcohol beer is about 50 to 60 calories. So, you might as well just enjoy the full strength anyway. And it's entirely up to you. If you are wanting a good kick though, the lowest calorie one is a vodka soda. Just add some lemon to it and it tastes really nice. But that's with only 30 ml of vodka, please. And not a whole vodka and then a tiny bit of water. That's not what I'm saying. Again, remember the percentage of alcohol against olive oil. You don't want to be drinking a whole glass of olive oil, remember? And how do I counteract the Christmas calories if I want to? I briefly mentioned about the calories for kilometers. Just think about keeping active throughout it all and just doing incidental exercise. If you have to go to your family's feast or whatnot, just park a bit further away and walk to there and things like that. Now, how can we work together moving forward? So I offer a range of services, and one of them is a 15-minute discovery session where it's completely free of charge. We're going to be discussing, talking a little bit about you, how I see the strategy fitting into your life, any strategy that we decide on. Then going from that, we can go to many other different things like the one-off consultation and follow-up depending on what you need. Meal plans, if you already have your bases sorted and you're just out of ideas for recipes and whatnot. And I also have coaching packages that we really delve into your mindset and we think about your limiting beliefs and what limiting beliefs do you have about food, your self-belief, and how we actually target all of that together. It's all about, when you're talking about health, you're talking about the three main things, which is nutrition, of course, stress management, and the support. Okay, so that's obviously with nutrition. I'm saying nutrition, exercise, obviously, because they go intertwined. So 70% nutrition and 30% exercise, usually we say. So just these three things are usually intertwined for health. And why do I offer a free of charge session? Because we really need to work out whether we gel. So if you like working with me and I like working with you, then it's going to be a successful partnership. We really need to see if I'm the right professional to help you. If I'm not going to take your money, pretty much. I'm going to direct you to someone else who will be able to help you. And that's why that session is free of charge. And our most recent one, drum roll, the Real Lifestyle Collective. Everybody say whoop, whoop. So the Real Lifestyle Collective is a group of people that are going to be in a secret Facebook group setting where we're going to be talking all things nutrition, stress management, and support. You are going to have a 1-hour live Q&A session with me every week to ask all of your questions, or if you have anything in your mind, you can pop in the group and one of us will jump on. All of the support in the group is going to be invaluable. It is proven that support is the key to healthy maintenance, okay? You're going to get a generalized meal plan with whole foods or smoothies. I'm going to give you recipes, 3 workouts designed by our own personal trainer, Amber Desmond, and they're going to be used alongside your eating plan every week. The videos, I'm in the video, so you can see that you can do it at anywhere in your house or in your office. You don't really need fancy equipment. It's very, very simple to be added into your already busy lifestyle. You're going to learn what to eat, when to eat it, what to buy, how to read labels, and more. And as part of the stress management component, we're going to have short 5-minute mindfulness sessions live into the group. As I told you before, I am a hypnotherapist, so expect lots of other bonuses. Now, how much do you think this is worth to you? Well, I'll tell you now that we have an early bird price right now, and you are only going to pay $9.90 for your first month on the program. That's it. $9.90. No strings attached. You can cancel after your first month if you don't like it, but we'd love to have you. And the offer is valid until the 31st of December. For each month thereafter, it's $29.90. It's still cheap as chips. It's cheaper than 2 cups of coffee a week, which is insane for all the support and everything you're going to get. We're going to be running some challenges in the group as well. So friendly challenges. We're all there to support each other, and friendly challenges, and some challenges will have prizes, and one of them will be a 3-month free membership prize. That is insane, guys. Like, so much value. So pop a message in the chat box if you'd like more information. To register, you're going to get an email with the email that you signed up to this webinar, with the link for you to check it out more. There will be a lot more information because this is just a quick 5-minute snapshot. And you can also check out the Facebook page for the link to register. And guys, we're almost done here, and I want to leave you with this quote by Albert Einstein. Insanity is actually doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So if you have a goal in mind, if you have an outcome and you're not actually getting it, maybe it's time to change your strategy, because you change your strategy, you change that outcome. I believe that there are no failures, only feedback, only outcomes. And if you want a different outcome, you have to change your strategy. You cannot just keep doing the same thing over and over again to expect something different. And remember, as I always say, it is a lifestyle. It's not a life sentence. So thank you so much to everybody for listening to this and coming to this webinar. It's been a pleasure having you. If you have any questions, pop on the chat box. And I'll make sure I'll answer them, or send me an email at caroline@thehealthstrategist.com.au, and I'll be able to answer any questions. Thank you so much for coming, everybody, and bye for now.